And we're back with Rings of Power. It's been a while since we did this show. Yep, and honestly, I had to look back at my notes just to remember some characters' names just for this. So, yeah, this is a Patreon exclusive series, obviously, and yeah, we are in episode 7 right now, penultimate episode, and it seems like last episode we had the big fight for the entire series. We had Adar and his army against Aronde. What was her name? Bronwyn. Yeah, Aronde, Bronwyn, Theo, and the people of the town against Adar and his army. All because Adar wanted the sword thing to unlock the castle in the Elven castle. Well, the Elven outpost, the watchtower. And in the end it did happen, but because Adar played a little trick when Galadriel, Elendil, Miriel, Isildur, Halbrand, when they all came in with the army of Numenor, like the Riders of Rohan when they came in like that and just destroyed all the orcs. Turns out that Adar left the blade to fucking Waldrig. Waldrig, who has managed to just dupe everyone and unlock the castle, well, unlock the watchtower, which turns out to be a dam. Which usually in shows you have the part where the villains look more powerful than ever, and then the heroes win with a come from behind win with like a sneak plan that's been going on the whole time. No, this time it was the fucking villains. It was the orcs who had the secret plan, because they've been all season, they've been digging these trenches throughout the Southlands, and everyone just thought they were using them to stay out of the sun, not be seen below ground level. Like digging these trenches, digging these tunnels, but no, they weren't using it for that. They were using it, they were doing that because they were building like waterways for all this river from the sea, or from this big lake, funneling all the water down from that, which the dam at the watchtower, all the water goes down into this lava chasm which is beneath a mountain. And fucking at the end of last episode, Mount Doom erupted for the first time, and it is going to be erupting, it is going to be active for a very, very long time. And yeah, Galadriel just had that part at the end where she realises that she's been played. She has seriously been played, and now Mount Doom has erupted. The town is in ruins, basically. The people, Theo has gone missing. I imagine he's gone after Waldrig because he knows exactly what Waldrig has done, because he has a connection to that blade the same way Waldrig does. No sign of Nori last episode, or the Half-Foots with their tall stranger friend who is being hunted down by these creepy looking motherfuckers, like proper demonic looking people. And no sign of Elrond or Durin last episode either, where Durin has now accepted that the mithril is what's needed for the elves to survive to save their poisoned tree. I don't know how a metal ore will save a poisoned tree, but you know what, fine, we'll take it. So whether Durin's father agrees to that or not is anyone's guess. I doubt he will. After all, in the Lord of the Rings, in the future, in Lord of the Rings, elves and dwarves are not friends the same way that Elrond and Durin are. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've only got 2 episodes, but then again, these episodes are so fucking long. They could definitely finish off this season in 2 episodes. They could definitely do that. And Adar has escaped as well after being captured briefly, but he's escaped now, so we've still got him to deal with as well. I have no idea what's going to go on, so let's not waste time speculating and get into it. This is a Patreon exclusive series, so unfortunately we're going to be going right into the spoiler review if you're watching on YouTube, but for those of you who are on my Patreon, we'll be getting into Season 1, Episode 7, penultimate episode of Ring of Power, starting right now! Yes! Woo! Oh yes! Oh yes! Okay, I need to look up where I ranked the last few episodes so I can decide where this one goes. So give me a moment and I will find... Right, so I ranked episode 6. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, every episode of this season has just got better so far. I do not think, as good as this was, because this was incredible, I do not think it was as good as episode 6. But was it better than episode 5? I think it was just better than episode 5, so I'm going to put this second place, and that's only because there was so much action last episode, not to mention the reveal of Mount Doom as well. So that is why this episode goes just below episode 6. Yeah, oh my god, I love this show so much. It feels like every time I think the episodes are going to end, it keeps going. It feels like it goes on for a long time, and I love it. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. Which suits with Lord of the Rings, because it's very long-term storytelling and very, I wouldn't say slow build, because I wouldn't call this a slow build season. And it definitely feels like we may be setting up for a second season. I mean, I think a second season has already been confirmed. And it definitely feels like it. Like I said, this could have been a series finale, a season finale, if they wanted it to be. Where you leave things on a cliffhanger for the second season. Okay, the storylines. Let's see, which storylines do we have? We have the stuff in Mordor, we have the Galadriel storyline, we have the Elrond storyline. Well, Durin and Elrond storyline, and we have the Harfoot storyline. Let's start with the Harfoot storyline first. The mystery that keeps going on with this stranger just keeps growing and growing, especially with the addition of these new people, these women who have shown up, who are like demonic looking people. And obviously they don't have pure intentions when they, like I said in the reaction, it is so bad for these Harfoots that because they're feeling the effects of Mount Doom's eruption as well, because literally rocks have been sprung from, because when they arrived, like the grove where they're supposed to be migrating to is destroyed, and there's like flaming rocks all through it, and he was talking, and the guy Sadok was saying like he's heard of mountains that can spew fire rocks, so obviously that's come from Mount Doom. So it's destroyed where they were meant to go. Very convenient that it's landed exactly where they were meant to be. And they were hoping that the stranger could help them because they've seen him do it before. Although Nori just keeps getting more and more suspicious of his power because she got hurt last time. He heals the tree. Well, it doesn't look like he heals the tree at first. Honestly, when that tree was cracking about and he was getting louder and louder with his chanting, and the tree was going to break, I thought it was going to kill that kid. I thought it was going to kill Nori's little sibling. Is it brother or sister? I can't tell. But I thought they were going to kill Nori's sibling. Thankfully he didn't, because Nori was the one who moved the kid away. And as a result, he is an outcast now. They see him as dangerous. And even he was just sent on his way. But now these people are after him as well. They're tracking him. Like, that woman picked out the flower that started growing from the tree. Because once he destroyed the tree, like he got rid of the dead branch and everything, and it started to grow life again. Everything started to grow life again. Like, it affected the whole grove. So everything started to grow life again. And she plucks the flower that grew, the first flower that grew, she plucks that, and now she led that. And she used that to point the direction in which they were going. And like I said, so shit for the Harfoots. They arrived to this destroyed grove, trying to salvage what they can. And then the stranger gives it back to them, gives them back this grove that they're going to live in. They think everything's all great again. And then these cultists come through, and then they burn the Harfoot homes. The Harfoot homes get burnt, and they're even worse off than they were before. And the Harfoots know that those cultists are tracking the stranger, and have decided they're going to look out for someone other than themselves now. They're going to go look for Nori. When it was first Nori and Poppy, I thought, oh, this is like a female version of Frodo and Sam going off on a journey. But then no, the mother has decided to go as well. And Sadok is also going. I like that, a group of 4 little Harfoots hobbits going off on a little journey. Isn't that nice? Sounds familiar. Then we move over to the Elrond story. A lot of tension going on, a lot of secrecy and tension, and obviously at the end, a lot of treasonous words that honestly got me thinking about Durin's wife in a strange way. Honestly, they were very villainous words coming out of her then, very dark words when she was saying like, that Mithril is ours, this kingdom is ours, and we will rule it one day. And we'll just gotta wait for your father to die, basically. I mean, yeah, he's obviously very... He's a very narrow-minded king, a very narrow-minded father as well. He's basically disowned Durin. Honestly, what Disa was saying was very... sounds very dark, the words she's speaking, like that Mithril is ours, this mountain is ours, it will be ours one day, this will be your kingdom, it will be my kingdom as well. It sounds very dark, what she's saying. And this tension between Durin and his dad has been building for this entire season, for the entire time that we've known them. And it's all come about because of the Mithril. I don't get why he's... like, they found it. They found it now. They have access to it. Why is he telling them to seal it up? You've got access to it now. Or does he know something we don't? Because, actually, no. He might know something that we don't. Because what we saw down there was very familiar. And the place we're in as well, it's definitely going to be familiar. Because where they are, Khazad-dûm, it's Moria in the future. It's Moria. And to see what we saw down there at that last point, at that last ending, at that ending there, it's a very familiar looking beast. And I've got to think back to Fellowship of the Ring when Saruman is talking about Moria. He's saying that the dwarves delve too greedily and too deep. Does that mean... are they about to switch it on us here? Because now it's got me thinking like maybe Durin the dad is right. Because if they seal it up and they don't dig down deep enough... because Disa was saying like one day we will dig. And saying that Mithril is ours. If Durin and Disa have their way and they dig down into that Mithril, they will uncover that Balrog. They will uncover that Balrog, and that's the problem. So maybe the dad is right, but he's made to look like he's the villain right now. He's made to look like he's a very incompetent and very narrow-minded king, but in the end, we know, because we've seen what's going to happen in the future, we know that he's right. He is right. But in the context of what's happening here, it's made to look like he's not. Because it's a very precarious situation. Like, if you dig into that Mithril, you risk unleashing that Balrog. But if you don't dig, then somehow that Mithril cures the tree. Like, Elrond brought that leaf, that dying leaf, and then when Durin put the Mithril down next to that leaf, it cured the leaf. So Mithril can cure it, we know that. It's been confirmed that the Mithril can cure it. I don't know how, but still. So either you let the elves... either you give the elves the help they need to help save them, or you unleash that Balrog. I mean, we know what's going to happen. We know which one is going to happen. And I know how it's going to happen now. It's a slow destruction we're watching now. We're going to watch Durin and Disa run this. All they want they're made to look like our heroes, and they're going to dig down deep into that mithril, and they're going to uncover that Balrog, and it's going to destroy everything. So it's like watching the prequels of Star Wars. Like you're seeing Anakin do all this stuff, and he's your main character, and you're meant to believe he's your hero, but you know what's going to happen with him in the future. It's the same thing here with Durin and Disa. Like, they have the good intentions because they want to help Elrond, and they want to rule the kingdom the way they think the dad is failing. They think the dad is failing, and they want to rule it right. But in doing so, they might cause its absolute destruction. It's painful. It's painful. It's painful to watch. And I've got to say, I do love Durin and Elrond's friendship. They have these moments that are funny, that are just so funny. They're banter between each other. I love the friendship and the relationship between them so much. And also, Durin was talking about, like, they have these secret names which they discuss only with their family. Like, his name is Durin to the people, but they have these secret names which are only for their families. And I think Durin was about to reveal that to Elrond, but he never got the chance. So yeah, that was a good storyline between Elrond and Durin. But oh my god, the juicy stuff came from the Galadriel storyline as well. Oh, in this episode, like, just Galadriel waking up covered in the volcanic ash and the dust. It like, the dust, the smoke, the ash, the red, the fire making it all red. It's such an intimidating atmosphere. And then these dead people there's dead people lying around, there's flaming horses, literal flaming horses. And then we got a nice lot of scenes between Galadriel and Theo in this episode. A pairing I didn't know I needed right now, because Theo is carrying all this guilt around with the blade and everything. He's carrying all this guilt, thinking it's his fault, and he's got this thirst for vengeance in him. Like, he wants to kill orcs, and he wants to do all these. He's talking about this vengeance, and Galadriel's the one who's got to soothe him. Galadriel's the one who's got to talk sense to him, whilst also realising that about herself. Because Adar said to her last episode, like, after Galadriel properly threatened him, saying that I'm going to kill all your kind, I'm going to kill all your children, and then I'm going to make sure you know it. Like, dark words she was speaking, and now she's got to soothe Theo and realise that about herself. Like, you're becoming what you hate if you let these dark thoughts take over. And then a reveal from Galadriel. Not only did she lose her brother, but her husband as well. Like, I always thought Celeborn, I always thought the guy who stood next to her in Lord of the Rings, I always thought he was Celeborn. Like, I've heard that name before, and I've heard he's meant to be close to Galadriel. But, like, does anybody remember the animated Lord of the Rings movie, which has the Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers in it? Does anyone remember that film? When the Fellowship goes to Lothlorien in that film, Celeborn is there with Galadriel. Like, Galadriel introduces them as Galadriel, and this is her Lord Celeborn. Or Celeborn, I think she calls him in that film. They do it differently in that film, it's weird. But either way, he's in that film. And so when I watched the live action film, I think that's Celeborn as well, because you never really hear his name. Like, they never say his name, but I believe that's Celeborn. But in this one, they're saying that he's dead. So is that not Celeborn who's with her in Lord of the Rings? Because she's saying that her husband is Celeborn and her husband's dead. Or does she believe he's dead and he's not? Interesting. It's weird that we're only hearing about it now in the penultimate episode. It's weird that we're only hearing about it now, but you know what? It's a good bit of history about Galadriel. It adds another layer to her pain. and her vengeance. Because I believe I'm starting to see a little bit of the change where she's realising her vengeance against these orcs and her hate against these orcs is not going to get her anywhere. I think she's starting to see that now. And she's doing it through teaching Theo that it's not the way either. She even gave up her sword. Like in the first episode, I think, first episode, Elrond told her, put up your sword, as in get rid of your sword. She's giving it to Theo now. I feel a lot better about him having that blade than I did having him having the other one. But he's got Galadriel's sword now. So is she giving up her sword? I mean, she's obviously not giving up the fight because her and Miriel have got a little thing going on. But yeah, she's given her sword over to... She's given her sword over to Theo. And proclaimed him a soldier. Meanwhile, obviously, Isildur, back in the town, he was helping Miriel. And they rescued one of Isildur's friends, but the other one, oh my god, what was his name? Ontimo. Yeah, Ontimo was the one who said that he would stay with the people because he didn't want to go into any more fighting. He said he would stay with the people and help them. Yeah. Not happening. He's dead. Unfortunate, very unfortunate and sad. But yeah, he's dead. And Isildur looks like he's dead, but we know he's not because he's got important shit to do in the future. Very dumb and very stupid, but important stuff to do in the future. It looks like he's dead. Everyone's made to think that he's dead, even Elendil. And so he's lost all hope about this. He's turned against Galadriel at this moment, it seems. He's got no love. His name is meant to mean elf friend. He's not that anymore. He doesn't look like he's that anymore. But I wonder if his opinion will change once he realises that Isildur's still alive. Because we know he's alive. He's got stuff to do in the future, as I said. But Miriel. Oh, Miriel. It's such a cool reveal that when they're walking through when she's on the horse, they're going through the forest, and the branch like just passes by her head and she doesn't even flinch. And then the question like, how long until we get out of this smoke? And then the realisation of Isildur's friend and Elendil about what's actually happening, because her eyes are all red and you realise that she can't fucking see. She's blind. That's a sad fate for her. Yeah, that's a sad fate. So now she's blind, but she's also not giving up the fight. After Theo and Galadriel reunited, yeah, she's revealed that she's not giving up the fight. Yes, she will keep fighting. She will go back to Numenor, and she'll get more reinforcements. I mean, most of your soldiers are here. These are pretty much all volunteers who showed up. I doubt you're going to get much more. But she's going to go back to Numenor, try and get more people. I imagine she's taking Elendil with her, because Elendil definitely wanted to leave. And now and thank God that Bronwyn and Arondir actually survived. They waited a long time to show us those two, and Halbrand as well. They waited a long time to show us those people were still alive. And then when Theo's in the tent and it showed like when it showed the dead body underneath the sheet and just the black hair was out, I was like, no, they've not killed off Bronwyn. Like, you had a fake death with her last episode. Like, they faked us out with her death last episode, and now you're going to kill her off screen in this episode. I was so scared they were actually going to do that, but thank God they didn't. Obviously Theo's seeing Arondir as like a father figure now. The family's back together. And now Galadriel and Halbrand are off to Gil-galad to try and get reinforcements from them. Maybe an army of... a last alliance of men and elves. Men from Numenor and elves from Lindon. Elrond is also on his way back to Lindon to deliver what little piece of mithril they had. So it looks like, yeah, so Elrond, Galadriel and Halbrand are all on the way to Lindon right now. And Adar has renamed the Southlands into Mordor right now. Mordor is officially a place in Middle-earth. So good. I'm going to be watching a lot of reactions to this episode tonight, so I'm going to get to that. But yeah, oh my god. I love this show so much. I don't know why people rain hate on it. I like it a lot. Is it as good as Lord of the Rings? No, it's not. But still, oh my god, and the developments about Lord of the Rings that have come out since I watched the last episode as well. I heard that they're making... I don't know if I mentioned this last episode. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But then again, it's been a while since I watched the last episode, so maybe the news came out after that. They're making new Lord of the Rings films, and Peter Jackson might be involved. I am so happy. I am so happy that has come to light. I am so happy that we might be getting more Lord of the Rings content, as well as this show as well. Because I hope we can get the season 2. Because my friend Liam was telling me that apparently some of the horses were treated badly on this show, and it might not come back for a season 2. I sincerely hope that they can pull their heads out of their asses if they are treating the horses badly. I sincerely hope that they fix that and can get a season 2. And also with the horses as well, Elendil let Beric go, and Beric sped off. I imagine Beric is going to do for Isildur exactly what Brago did for Aragorn in Two Towers. He's going to go back to Isildur and he's going to get him out. He's going to save him. So I hope so. But yeah, oh my god, this show is so good. It's so good. Like, is it the Lord of the Rings that I'm used to? No, but it's got that mythology. It's got that lore. It's set in Middle-earth, and it's a good show. I like this show. Could some characters use some improvements? Of course they could. Galadriel mostly. But I believe I'm starting to see that change in her, so... yeah. This is going to be good. This is going to be good, this finale. I can't believe we've still got another episode. Like, I've said this before. I've said this like twice or so in this same video. This could have been a season finale. Just to wait for next season and leave this one on a cliffhanger. But we've still got another episode, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for what's to come. But yeah, I'm going to watch more reactions to this episode. Until next time, we are over and out. Bye!